Well, joining me now is someone who's been digging into this story. Christian Calgi is the senior reporter for the Guido Fawkes website. And you've been digging around some of these organisations that have been campaigning for this wage hike, but don't pay it themselves.
It's quite remarkable, isn't it? You really got the sense that they were spoiling for some sort of tangible policy fight. And what they focused in on was this £15 minimum wage, which has almost sort of come out of nowhere. They've gone from wanting a £10 minimum wage, and then the blink of an eye, they've hiked it all the way up to £15, which would pull the rug out of under the feet of so many businesses. And some of the biggest cheerleaders for this were a group called Novara Media, who many watchers will probably not know, but they are a Corbynite blog. They love Jeremy.
It's where the Ash Sarkars of this world come from.
They might know Ash Sarkar, indeed. And they were, back in January, advertising £12.50 for a job.
So I think we've got a bit of a graphic of that we can show the viewers at home. This is an advert from Novara Media for someone to work for their organisation. There it is, £12.50 an hour, a full £2.50 less than they're calling the government to mandate. And this was in January this year.
Well, exactly. I mean, that would look rather generous if they'd stuck to the £10 an hour minimum wage. But the moment that they shot up to £15, it completely undid them. And Novara were clearly furious. I mean, you know, we put this investigation out, we put this article out, and my goodness, there were flows of tweets coming through from Ash Sarkar and other people in the organisation screaming at us for pointing this hypocrisy out. Now, they claim miraculously that they have in fact just increased the minimum wage offering.
Oh, just now?
Just now increased it, yes, to £15. And indeed, it might be raising to £16.50. So, you know, if we've played our little part in that, then I'm delighted.
But can I just ask, since that last advert where they advertised for £12.50 an hour, have there been any other adverts to prove that they've been paying £15 an hour since?
Funnily enough, I've not been sent any. I'm sure they'd be more than happy to send some our way if that were the case.
But they're not the only organisation that isn't living up to what they're demanding.
No, absolutely not. We had, as you alluded to, the Bakers Union caused an upset this week when they disaffiliated from the Labour Party and absolutely slammed Keir Starmer, taking Andy McDonald's side on this £15 minimum wage row. Indeed, I think they've actually been campaigning for it for a number of years now. And lo and behold, they also, we found, an advert offering much less than £15 an hour.
I think we can have a look at that advert now too. Here it is, the Bakers Union being affiliated with another group paying just £12 an hour whilst campaigning for £15 an hour. Pretty extraordinary.
It's totally brazen, isn't it? I mean, what more can you say? And these weren't, you know, this didn't require a sort of Watergate-level investigation. These were quite readily available adverts. And indeed, you know, you've got all sorts of London waiting offers and all sorts, and even then they were still coming under the £15 an hour.
That's extraordinary. But there was a campaign group that was born out of Jeremy Corbyn's leadership campaign back in 2015 called Momentum. Most people will probably have heard of it. They were encouraging people to heckle Keir Starmer, calling for a £15 an hour minimum wage. But you found something about them too.
We have indeed. Well, talking of London waitings, if you would like to go and be Momentum's head of social media or something of the like, what you're going to find is if you live in London, you're going to be offered about £14.50. Yeah. If you live in the provinces, if you're not lucky enough to be a member of the metropolitan Liberal elite, then you are going to be paid about £12.60 for working for Momentum.
I think we can see a bit of the copy from your website now up on the screen. I'm not sure if we can. OK, I'm afraid we can't see that.
What a shame.
It's £12.62 in the provinces that they're paying, which is really quite a bit below £15 an hour.
It is, and I think it's also worth mentioning that, of course, while Keir Starmer doesn't back £15 an hour on a national basis, we have seen photographs and videos from 2019 of him campaigning for £15 an hour for McDonald's staff, but then he had to tell Sky's Beth Rigby that whilst he supports it for McDonald's, it wouldn't be appropriate to implement nationwide. You know, those economies don't ramp up.
I think it was also true that people working in the conference centre, where the Labour Party held their conference, were on less than 50. So Keir thinks that McDonald's workers should earn more than the people that are keeping him safe.
Yes, indeed, the people who are facilitating the Labour Party members' debates about what the minimum wage should be were actually on about £9.50 an hour. They were even less than the £10 an hour that even Keir Starmer's happy to call for. So it was a complete farce from start to finish.
What an extraordinary story. Well, Christian Calgie of the Guido Fawkes website, thank you so much for bringing us those absolute hypocrites.